G'day guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video we're going to be going through my round 10 AFL tips and predictions for season 2023. Obviously this week is Indigenous round and it's actually a very difficult round to be selecting the correct teams this week, so it's going to be an interesting week of tips, that's for sure. Last week I got 6 out of 9, which isn't too bad at all. However, a few, like on the Friday night, who predicted Richmond to get up over the Cats? Pretty much no one. And then also got the Carlton game incorrect as well. They looked good coming back at the end there, but the Dogs were just on top of them all night and they definitely deserved the win. And then also tipped the Saints to get up over the Crows on the Sunday at Adelaide Oval. They got absolutely hammered and the Crows kicked 19 goals, 7. They won by 52 points against the Saints. So very interesting week last week. However, it's going to be an even more interesting week this week in the tips. It's a bloody difficult round. A few absolute clashes that you just can't miss. Like, you've got to watch them on the telly at least, or you've got to be at the venue to watch the games, because this week is just going to be off. The games are going to be in elite. I reckon this is the best round of footy we've probably had all year. Before we do get into today's video, obviously leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new for more videos and for more content. We will get straight into the tips for this week. Starting off, Adelaide Oval, Port v the D's. Port Adelaide $2.22 to get this one done, compared to the D's $1.67 at the Power's home deck. Now, both sides had absolutely slaughtering wins last week, in the Power kicking 20 goals 15 against North Melbourne in Tassie. The D's kicked 15 goals 13 against the Hawks at the G. Port had to travel further, and let's be honest, North and Hawthorn are pretty much the same level of just shit this year. I'm actually going to be backing in the Power to get this one done at home on the Friday night. I'm going to back them to get this one done by 19 points in front of a home crowd, although Melbourne do play an outstanding brand of footy in Adelaide at the Adelaide Oval. Port at home, they've just been pretty bloody good this year. They defeated the Saints on the road a few weeks ago, which was a pretty big statement in terms of the 2023 season for the Power, and they put 135 points up last week as well against North, and they've just had a pretty successful season so far, the Power, which not many people saw coming. And I reckon if they can beat the D's, they are actually a good chance of premiership favourites, I reckon, this year, the Power. They've actually had a real outstanding year already to start off with, and I reckon they'll get it done in front of their home crowd on the Friday. Moving on to the Saturday games, North and Sydney at Marvel Stadium. I'll be backing in North. I'll be backing in the Swans to get this one done, obviously. Jesus Christ, a bit of a hiccup there. I'll be backing in the Swans to get this one done. I'll say 49 points. I feel like Swans easy win on the board here. However, North, I don't know, because the Swans have been pretty out of form as of late. They obviously were defeated by the Dockers last week at home, which is crazy. The Dockers haven't played there in so long, and they defeated them at home as well. And the Dockers haven't been great this year either. So the Swans, look, this is season defining. If they lose this game, then they're out of it. However, they've got extremely heavy odds to get this one done at Marvel Stadium. I'll be backing in the Swans, but I just feel like North can produce something here, but the Swans should get it done. It'll be dumb to tip against them. So I'm going to go with the odds, with the favourites, and I'm just hoping the Swans can get this one done. Although they haven't been great as of late, they've got to win against the Kangaroos. They've just 2:10 p.m. at Mars Stadium on the Saturday is the Dogs and the Crows. I'm actually going to be backing in the Crows to get this one done. And yes, I know a lot of people always say you hate the Dogs. I always tip against the Dogs, which I have realised as of late as well. I just don't really tip the Dogs for some reason. And if they win this game, well then, you know what, maybe I'll start tipping them. They've got the odds to get this one done, but after the Crows' super performance last week, and just their pretty much outstanding performances, literally week in and out, a couple points off to winning against the Pies a few weeks back at home, and on the road they're not too bad, and especially at Mars Stadium, they always seem to get it done against the Dogs. I think it was last year. Maybe they won by a point there against the Dogs, or maybe a couple years ago. Not sure, however. They play a good brand of footy at Mars Stadium. I'm going to be backing them in to get this one done. I'm going to say 7 points. Crows get it done. However, yeah, the Crows have just been pretty outstanding this year as well. So I reckon, yeah, I'm actually going to back them in to get this one done. We head over to Optus Stadium for a 4:35 p.m. bounce between the Dockers and the Cats. And the Dockers, well, obviously they're coming off that extremely important win last week to shape up their season. They're probably not going to make the finals, but to beat Sydney in Sydney is a pretty big statement. It's pretty hard to travel over to Sydney and beat the Swans at their home deck. However, they've got an extremely big challenge in the Cats this week. However, the Cats have been pretty cruisy this year, and especially the past few games. Like, they lost against Richmond last week by 4 goals at the G. And prior to that, they only beat the Crows by 26 points at their home deck. They've just been, when they have been winning, it hasn't been convincing at all. And then when they've been losing, they just haven't looked good. So I'm actually going to be backing in the Dockers to get this one done at their home deck. Now, obviously, probably won't happen. 17% of people have tipped the Dockers compared to 83% in favour of the Cats. The Cats obviously have the betting odds to get this one done as well. However, I don't know, something about this game I feel like we could get up. I just don't think we've been playing well at home, but I'm just going to back us in after last week's game. It was pretty good. It was a pretty good game to watch. Say the Dockers get it done by 17 points, and just hopefully, if we can win against the Cats, then season is back on track. The Cats will probably win, but I'm actually not going to tip against my own team, and I'm going to back us in. I backed us in last week with pretty much little to no hope to getting it done against the Swans, and the outcome was pretty brilliant, and they did obviously pick up the win for my tips. So, you know what? I'm actually going to be backing in the Dockers to get it done this week at home. Brisbane taking on the Suns at the Gabba. I'm also going to be backing in the Lions to get this one done. They've just made the Gabba a fortress at home. They're going to be winning this game by 48 points, and the Suns haven't been too bad as of late. However, just any team travelling up to Brisbane at the Gabba's really got no chance. Like, even Collingwood went up there earlier on in the year as well, as they are still premiership favourites, and they just got smoked. Like, everyone's just getting absolutely hammered at the Gabba versing the Lions. So I feel like they're going to be making the Suns another one of their victims, the Lions, and I reckon they're just going to get this one done. Cruisy, comfortable win at home in the Q Clash. And one of the most important games of the round, if not the most important game, it is Dreamtime at the G. Obviously, Essendon, Richmond face off every Indigenous round, which is great to see. Saturday night footy, 7:40 p.m, bounce down, Essendon, Richmond. Richmond have the odds to get this one done, and after last week's performance against the Cats, it's going to be hard not to back them in. Such a big primetime game as well for the Tigers. They're just not going to be dropping this game. The Bombers don't really show up to the primetime games as well, when they have the the time slots that are just primetime. They just don't show up, and I reckon Richmond will at Dreamtime at the MCG. Obviously, last week they played an outstanding round of footy against the reigning champs as well at the G. So they've been playing some pretty good footy as of late, the Tigers, and I reckon after last week's win against the Cats, I don't think the Bombers are going to be standing any chance. Sunday games now, we've got the Hawks and the Eagles, 1:10 p.m. at UTAS. Going to be backing in the Hawks to get this one done. This one could be quite an interesting game, and the Eagles can definitely steal it from them. Bottom of the table clash, 18th v 17th. However, 90% of people have backed in Hawthorn to get this one done. At UTAS, they're a pretty good side, and I feel like West Coast, they're not going to, I reckon they might put up a fight. They might even get the win, I'm not going to lie. I feel like if there's a chance, if there's a game West Coast are going to win, this is the game that they've got to bloody stand up in. However, Hawthorn, I just feel like at UTAS, they're a pretty good team. And although they are last on the ladder, they should be getting this one done. I'm going to say Hawks get it done by 25 points. However, the Eagles definitely stand a chance in this one. And if there's a game they've got to win, it's got to be this one. Moving on to a huge clash of the round. Carlton v Collingwood at the MCG. I'm obviously going to be backing in the Pies straight away. Carlton just don't show up. We've just learnt that so far. They just don't show up. So the important games, the Pies will get it done by 36 points. I reckon it could be actually a close game. Who knows? But from what we've seen so far this year, the Blues just disappoint their fans week in and out, and especially last week, they gave them hope, and then the Dogs just kicked a few late and secured a 20-point victory, in which they were up all night as well. The Blues just didn't do anything all night last week, and the Pies had a very good win against the Giants at home on the Sunday last week. 93% of tippers have tipped the Pies compared to the 7% of tippers backing in the Blues, and the Pies, geez, this is going to be a good game. It's going to be, I reckon, 95 or 90k plus for sure. It's just going to be a great game. You've just got to be watching this game of footy because the atmosphere is going to be elite. Last game of the round is the Giants and the Saints at Giants Stadium. $2.17 the Giants compared to the Saints $1.69. I'm going to be backing in the Saints to get this one done. The Giants haven't been in the best of form, and I feel like they've got a chance in this one, but I reckon the Saints get it done by 19 points in, well, yeah, another 19-point margin this round. I reckon the Saints should win. I reckon they do play a decent round of footy at the Giants Stadium. And against the Giants, I feel like they've got to get a win back on track, especially after last week. The Saints will not be happy, and they will be coming into this one with a bit of hope, especially versing a much worse side in the Giants, as they're sitting 15th on the ladder. Saints are sitting 5th, so this one should be an easy win for the Saints. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Sorry if this video's been a bit off. I'm pretty sure I do have COVID at the moment. A few people in my family have got it, not feeling the greatest. So yeah, that's probably the reason why I'm just a little bit off in this video. So yeah, those are my tips for the week. If you guys enjoy, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.